The bullet is safely sealed away in the squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet. That sounds like something a police detective would do. Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belonged. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. What's interesting about the bullet thus far? A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it. The jacket of it's quite. What's interesting about the yes, it's as if you've seen bullets before, officer. A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
You know what it is. It's like
Oh, I definitely...
another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Somewhere good. Okay. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? None taken, my friend. None taken. Let's be honest. There's been... And the conclusion is that a man with your caliber should form his own one-man policing unit. Anyone else would just slow you down. Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other, better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been...
This isn't helping.
You're not going to believe this, but... Police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacular. Oh, it's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox... Not even a little...
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird. There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds... Yes, just cross it off the...
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir. Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask? The sooner you figure this hanging out, the sooner everyone can go home.
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to you.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe.
Again? I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say? Okay.
Jean. He said okay.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on.
I'm going to say... God fucking shit.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush, and... there it is, the orange sun wearing blister pack. You feel almost nostalgic for it. Feels like gold in your hands, light and precious.
Officer, what yeah? Thank you. I've put a...
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachon, but you should still reprimand.
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend.
The anti-star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opiates. Better safe than sorry. Oh, yes. One of my favorite. Like, not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically. Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here. Took it like a common highwayman.
It's hard to tell if she means it in earnest or as a joke.
All right. Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer. Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often. There was the usual ruckus, loud disco music. I can't say. Probably not. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious or
Oh, that? Yeah. Whoa. The less said about
uh-oh were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2, a slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet, and then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. No problem, sir. Sure. Do whatever you need to do.
this window is... The lieutenant's door is no response. Still, is he not worried that you haven't found the murder? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Is that you, Harry? What time is it?
No, thou art God.
Very funny. What do you want? Yes, that's it.
Sleep is what he needs most.
Good night, Harry.
The lieutenant's...
Hey.
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time? And...
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets.
The man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emil cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
Yeah. The fuck about it? You're testing. Get lost! The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno does.
Right to work! A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. Not many people outside of Grad and Revachol were glad to share. The value of the motor carriage has been seriously diminished. Zephyr Blue was also the color Sigismund the Great. A Stars Ryko. A lorry abandoned. The smell of cigarettes and perfume. There's something odd about the passage. Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting this large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the massive brown and red roofs that is to Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of motorway 881. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the... Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East. The cluttered cabin of the abandoned lorry offers no reply. If only Lieutenant Kitsuragi were here to help you piece together the evidence. You stuffed the maps back under the seat cover. Better not to leave traces of you being here yet. The movie stars look silently by. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. The pull-out toolbox slides back closed.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle.
No. You need tear to use the tear machine.
Looking for something odd?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? I fear I've told you all I know. It's quite a few. Then he made his way to the Revachol.
The old world passing by.
I can't. This man was no sailor.
Vredefort?
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways. Just like we don't need sailors the way...
For all the boys looking for adventure. A blood spatter on the seas.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand.
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exempt. A fan? No, I wouldn't go that far. Most people don't think that the man from Yelmdale really existed, but they're wrong. I mean, even if the man from Yelmdale didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. Exactly. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far
It's for the best, because Eamdal is not a real place, and thus his theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest
too rare.
that's very cheap for a printed t-shirt that's still in pretty good shape.
But why? I deal in goods, not services. Hello again. How can I help you?
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately. This is it, the scene of the party, the fire pit, cigarettes. Not as such. I'm talking about what came after. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sun... It's getting late, and it's raining. On the table, you see a bowl of water. The water reflects back a vague image of your... You almost look like a... An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For if it doesn't rhyme, you're out of the dazzling swirl of disco music in an open air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million, sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix. Because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and not really. Oh must have just stirred your mind. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mat.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great on and on it goes for untold hours.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. You can never forget this shit.
All stuck.
You're the son of the world again, Harrister.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. And
you'll go insane if you keep going like this.
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good.
solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put
Are you sure? You could be closing the door on a brilliant and special future for you. I knew you couldn't resist.
There he goes again.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is...
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. Good. You're up. Listen. It's a suspicion, or a feeling, really. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts, oh sure, you've been making progress, but who's focusing on the big questions? You've got to find out who bears the most awesome. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations. Harry, you're thinking about this too now. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. Whoa. This isn't some kind of, like, a committee. You don't need no stinking committee. You're the law. Don't run away from it now, Harry. You know it's the right thing to do. This is a grave abdication of
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery.
A snazzy, shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang...
Yeah, tribal shit. A cock...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my...
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
Yes?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sir, officer. What's the number? And the make of the arm. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then. No. And I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. Anything else? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Ten four, sir. Sorry, but I'm under orders to give a negative to request for personal information. Over. 10-4. Anything else, sir? Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
A lorry abandoned by its owner. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of... Voila! A stack of neatly...
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated toll booths at the intakes. Up there, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages to Kuron. This municipal map from the 30s, the final map displays a labyrinth. These service tunnels were looks like the smugglers have...
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo tribes. But really they're just violent, with cool names, like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved. Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. The metallic drawer slides out. It's an issue of, it looks like an article ripped out from
the Ulan frequency system.
The pull-out toolbox slightly closed. The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
I've got nothing to say to you.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole... The man says a couple of sentences. I'm pretty sure he asks. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg. The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the...
Hey, was there something you needed?
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Let's see. I wrote down the nickname. We have questions that might help solve some gaps in our field autopsy. I'm sure my colleague...
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page. The loot. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think, municipality.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs.
You are almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes, we were compatriot.
Did that bring you to...
No, he was too old for that. And from another part of Oranje,
No love for Mother Aranye. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No, he left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person, a small platoon leader. There is nothing on Muindi. The old... I love Revachol, though. He was 42.
42? Are you sure?
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Oh, that. Sure, service history. It was mostly for showing off. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature.
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of what he's smoking and drinking, of course. And the woman goes like, and he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, and so it goes. Star after star. Oh yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came... It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. She looks at the dried, chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried Maybell. A martial art, sir.
Samurai boxing, or sambo, grace.
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen in. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol. You could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? You asked. He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
There's silent. Then...
Sure, you're 42.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.